I stood in the kitchen at 2 a.m., staring at the single photo on my phone screen, the one I posted from Paris, and felt my chest cave in all over again. My 16-year-old daughter, eyes sparkling under the Eiffel Tower lights, mid-laugh, no filters, no rented dress, just her. 1 hour after I hit post, the family group chat exploded. "We need to talk," my sister wrote. "Where are you?" from Mom. "Selfish," from a cousin. And underneath it all, the echo of what started this, Mom's voice, calm as porcelain, saying my daughter didn't deserve her own birthday. I never thought I'd become the man who cancels a $34,000 party and flies halfway across the world instead. But here I am, and if I'm being brutally honest, I'd do it again tomorrow. It began quietly, the way rot does. I'd spent months planning Lila's Sweet 16, venue overlooking the Hudson, string lights, a live band, the works. I'm Ethan, 43, divorced, investment analyst, the guy who's always been the family ATM. My parents' roof replacement. Covered. My sister Nora's car payments when her ex vanished. Handled. Disney trips, holiday bonuses, emergency wires at 3 a.m., I never tallied it because I thought love didn't need receipts. Lila lived with me full-time. She's gentle, sketches fantasy worlds in spiral notebooks, volunteers at the animal shelter without posting about it. The kind of kid who apologizes to furniture when she bumps into it. Then came the laptop. I bought it for her birthday early, a sleek silver one, engraved with her initials in tiny script on the lid. She opened it at our tiny kitchen table, hands shaking like she'd been handed something fragile and illegal. "Dad, this is mine." Like, really mine. Her voice cracked on the last word. I watched her spend 40 minutes choosing a wallpaper of a starry nebula, naming the device like it was a pet. Lila's Haven. The next afternoon Nora showed up uninvited, latte in hand, eyes scanning like she was appraising real estate. "Lila around?" she asked, already moving toward the hallway. She didn't wait for an answer. Pushed the door open. "Hey, sweetie. Heard you got a fancy new computer." Lila shrank into her chair, fingers curling over the keyboard. Nora leaned in the doorway, smile thin. "Jade's old one just fried. Junior year's brutal, she needs something reliable. You could lend it to her for a bit, right? Your dad can replace it later. You're younger, you don't need top of the line yet." Lila looked at me, eyes wide, pleading. I felt my pulse in my throat. "It's hers," I said. "A gift. We can look for something affordable for Jade, but this stays here." Nora's face hardened. "Wow. Okay. Didn't realize generosity skipped a generation." She turned to Lila. "Guess some people put things over family." Lila's thumb traced the edge of the trackpad, voice barely there. "It's not sharing if it disappears forever." Nora stormed out. Door slammed like a gunshot. I went to Lila, words ready. You did nothing wrong, but she was already blinking fast, adjusting brightness that didn't need adjusting. "Pizza tonight," she whispered. I nodded. Said nothing more. That silence would cost us everything. A week later, at my parents' dining table, party binders open like evidence files, Mom tapped her mug and delivered the verdict: Lila doesn't deserve the Sweet 16. Not after how she treated Jade. Nora nodded on cue. She embarrassed her. Sat there clutching that laptop like it mattered more than her cousin crying. I felt heat crawl up my neck. Lila was in the hallway, pretending to study a photo frame, but her reflection in the glass showed shoulders locked tight. She heard every word. Mom continued, casual, if she were kinder, she'd have shared. Family shares. Lila slipped upstairs, footsteps featherlight, like she was trespassing in her own life. I left that meeting with my notepad clutched so hard the edges tore. That night I sat at the kitchen island after Lila slept, staring at 2 browser tabs. One with vendor confirmations totaling 34 grand, the other a draft itinerary for Paris, flights, a small hotel with a view of rooftops, museum passes, a dinner cruise. Lila had once paused a documentary, pointed at the glowing pyramid at the Louvre, and whispered, I want to stand under that someday. Someday had always belonged to everyone else. I cancelled the venue first. Then the band. The florist. Each call felt like cutting a rope I'd been tied to for decades. I cancelled the auto transfers too, monthly help to my parents, weekly cushions to Nora. No yelling. No dramatic texts. Just quiet clicks. Confirmation, are you sure? Yes. Then I booked Paris. Business class outbound because I wanted her to feel weightless for once. Total, under half the party budget. I didn't tell anyone. Told my family the party was off. Mom called screaming. You're humiliating us. Nora banged on my door that night. You're punishing Jade because Lila's selfish. I stood in the doorway, blocking her. I'm teaching my daughter her worth isn't negotiable. We flew out on her birthday. She pressed her forehead to the window as the city appeared, gold threads of light stitched across black. This can't be real, she breathed. On the train in, she held my sleeve like I might vanish. The hotel balcony was barely big enough for 2 chairs, but she stood there wrapped in my coat, staring at chimney pots and street lamps, whispering, "It's so alive." I gave her a small envelope that night, a hand-painted card of the Louvre ceiling, inside just one line, "For every impossible place you dreamed of seeing." She hugged me until my ribs ached. No tears. Just quiet, fierce gratitude. We wandered. Croissants still warm from the oven. Standing under that glass pyramid until security nudged us. The Orsay, where she traced brushstrokes on air in front of Van Gogh's swirls. Dinner on the Seine, tiny cake, single sparkler hissing like a firework. They sang in 2 languages. She laughed behind. I posted the one photo. Caption, Sweet 16. Just us. The notifications started immediately. Accusations. Guilt trips. You made us look broke. Jade cried. Apologize to your niece. I turned the phone over. Lila stood at the window again. Thank you, she said softly. For not taking it away. For this. I swallowed. You deserve more than I've given you before. She smiled small. I like that it's quiet. Just us. It feels safe. Back home the voicemails piled up. Mom, you've embarrassed the whole family. Nora, you owe Jade that trip. I sent 2 messages. One to the group, the party budget went to the person turning 16. Don't expect my wallet in your plans anymore. To Mom directly, I love you, but I won't watch you diminish my child. When you're ready to apologize to her, directly, doors open. Until then, space. They showed up uninvited the next weekend. I blocked the doorway. Mom cried the practice tears. Dad muttered about respect they'd earned. I looked at them, people I'd carried for years, and felt only calm. I gave you respect, I said. You spent it. Now earn it back with her. I closed the door softly. Lila still sketches. Still keeps that laptop close like armor. We don't talk about forgiveness yet. Some wounds need time to stop bleeding before you decide whether to stitch them. But every night she says goodnight and adds, almost shy, thanks for choosing me. If someone treated your kid like they were optional, like their joy was negotiable, would you keep writing the checks? Or would you finally draw the line, even if it meant burning the bridge? Tell me in the comments. I still don't know if I did the right thing. But for the first time, my daughter feels seen. And that's worth every cancelled contract in the world.